Welcome, everybody. We're getting a late start. This is the Paul Rodriguez Show. It is the 29th of November. Man, only one more day of November left, and then Christmas time will be upon us. In the building, producer James, half lit, ready to rock. Team on fire. The man in the DFW, Mr. Wes Washington, in the building. How you feeling? What's the good word?
Man, I mean, I can feel as good as I wanted to feel right
Damn
now,
right.
even though right now I'm mad at Saltgrass and I'm mad at the Dallas Cowboys. But other than that, I feel good. The Hogs are looking good.
Hogs look really good. Hogs look really good.
I mean, it was a great season for the Hogs, considering the way they looked with Morris.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a huge turnaround. When you're talking about they won the 3 trophies this year. They beat A&M. They won the Golden Boot against LSU, and they won the Border Wars against Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, shoot, 8-4. We'll take it, bro. I mean, because you're going up, man. Because with Morris, man, it was bad, dude. Like you're losing to North Texas.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that guy really wasn't, in my opinion, necessarily qualified to be running a Power 5 program. But with all that being said, he did get hired. He was running with Clemson before that, and he had a little bit of history as a head coach at, some G5 schools. But Arkansas had a really tremendous win this past weekend over Missouri. The UTSA Roadrunners did fall to North Texas. What a coincidence. But they're going to be playing this Friday in the Conference USA Championship down in San Antonio. I believe a 3 p.m. kickoff at the Alamo Dome. But it's rivalry weekend this coming up, or it's championship weekend this coming up, rather.
Yeah.
Alabama looked questionable this past week in the Iron Bowl against Auburn. I think they should have lost. They were managed to pull out the victory. Does Alabama have a lot of concern going into the matchup against Georgia at the Mercedes Stadium in Atlanta this coming Saturday? And I think the answer that we really need to ask ourselves is, if one of these two teams lose, are they out of the college football playoff?
I mean, I think if Alabama loses, of course I think Alabama's got to be out, right? I mean,
for sure.
2 losses, I think they got to be out. It just really depends on what the rest of everybody else does. I mean, because I guess Ohio State's out.
Ohio State's definitely out.
I mean, so I guess since he's in, who else you got up there? I mean, Oklahoma's out.
Oklahoma State looked very good this weekend at Bedlam, and at the same time, if they're able to beat Baylor this coming weekend, how do you not put in a Power 5 champion, Big 12 champion with Oklahoma State with only one loss early in the year? I really feel that they're playing their best football now. Shepard at quarterback has them looking very talented, very difficult. But for them, I think their biggest question mark is the defense. Can they hold up? I think they hold up well against Cincinnati. I just don't know if they hold up well against the other top 2 teams, with Michigan's tremendous performance this weekend against Ohio State. And if the Georgia continues to play that well against all the SEC competition, it's going to be real damn difficult for anybody to knock off the Bulldogs. What's the clapping for? I'm not quite sure. What's that for?
Give it up for Harbaugh, man. Finally getting over that hump of beating Ohio State, dude.
I thought you were going to give me some credit for calling that. I wasn't sure.
Y'all were just talking about that like a week or so ago, right?
Last week.
Yeah.
Think about how long that he's been getting whooped by Ohio State.
It's been 8 years. 8 years in a row.
And I mean, he's been getting whooped.
Yes. He hasn't been in contention his entire tenure at Michigan. Now is the first time where he will be in a college football playoff as long as he wins and beats Iowa this coming weekend. And I think at the same time, it's like well-deserved for it to happen, especially it happening at Ann Arbor for the victory, right? And so moving forward, I like Michigan. They look like a strong team. I mean, I think we're going to lock up 1 and 2, definitely. I think Georgia is going to be 1. I think Michigan definitely lands at 2. The question is what happens in the SEC championship game? That's my biggest curiosity. Do you leave out – this is where I'm thinking it's going to play out. Let's say Alabama wins. Does Georgia go to 4 or 5? Who do you keep in? And let's say Oklahoma State wins the Big 12 title. Do you keep in Georgia, Oklahoma State, or Cincinnati? Or I guess the question you should ask yourself is, who's going to be left out cold? And the way I see it, you got to leave Cincinnati out, which would cause all kinds of just nonsense, especially with them being at 4 right now.
I mean,
the weight of a Big 12 title has to carry something if they're a Power 5 school, because that's been the trend all year. They've been giving the benefit of the doubt and giving more weight to schools who represent the Power 5 conference.
So you're saying basically if Georgia wins.
If Georgia loses.
If Georgia loses. Well, I still don't think that put Alabama in. I mean,
no, they'd have to be in.
I get it's Alabama,
but see, that's the thing. Alabama would only have one loss against A&M. Georgia would have a loss to Alabama. Oklahoma State only has one loss, but is a Big 12 title champion. And then there's Cincinnati. Who do you leave out? The Big 12 champion, the SEC runner-up, or Cincinnati? They have to win their championship also.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. I mean, that's why I think they need to expand the field. I mean, I get you. I mean, where do you stop expanding the field? I mean, but I think you got to expand it a little bit more than 4.
But what would you do if you're making the decision? Who do you leave out? I'm leaving out Cincinnati.
I'm putting Cincinnati in just because my thing is when these schools like Cincinnati, what was the other school a couple years ago? They
Central Florida.
Central Florida. When they do things like this, I kind of want to put them in there just to see what they'll do and see what happens. I know that sucks for the other school that you leave out, but I want to give these guys a chance. This is why I love March Madness, because March Madness. I know they can't do it in football because you can't do that, but in March Madness, everybody's got a shot.
Right.
Win your tournament, win your conference, and you're in. So you got no excuses. You got no excuses in college basketball if you don't get a chance to national championship. It's your own fault if you don't get in.
In other news, Lincoln Riley bailing after a loss at Bedlam, hightailing out to Southern California. Biggest news, I think, of this week, beginning of the week. I remember seeing a press conference, and I remember seeing Lincoln Riley being asked the question, will you be the next head coach at LSU? And he says, I will not be the head coach at LSU. But nobody asked him about any other job, and USC has been lingering for about a month. It's been lingering so long that the coach that got fired, Helton, got a job at Georgia Southern before the season ended. That's how long that job opening's been open.
Well, you know why Lincoln Riley was out at LSU? Because they saw Lincoln Riley's brisket. Did you see that brisket Lincoln Riley made?
No.
That was a shame. The brisket everywhere.
Man, he's from Lubbock.
Come on, bro. How you gonna be in the South and make some brisket like that, dog?
Well, are we considering Lubbock the South? I don't.
Consider basically anything below Nebraska the South, almost.
You consider Oklahoma the South?
I consider Oklahoma the South. You consider Oklahoma the South?
Southwest, maybe? There's a difference between the South and Southwest.
Dude, come on, man.
You're not telling me there's a difference between Oklahoma? Here's the difference. Here's the difference. You're telling me that the South and Southwest is the same thing as New Mexico and Louisiana.
No. Once you go past Texas, there's no more South. That's.
You're telling me that Oklahoma and Louisiana are the same.
Louisiana's the South.
Oklahoma, south of Nebraska.
That's what I'm saying. The people at LSU saw his brisket and were like, "No, bro, you can't come to the South with that bullshit ass brisket."
They couldn't offer him $100 million over 5 years. That's what they couldn't do. I don't know what the contract is going to be, but it's going to be $100 million deal. I really believe that. LSU offered him 96 over 6, and he said nope. That's $12 million a year. He said kick rocks. He's gonna probably ask for like 15. 150 over 10. I bet that's what he asked for. 150 over 10. Crazy numbers about to come out. It's gonna raise Jimbo Fisher's deal already is gonna raise the rate as it is. What are we all looking at on our phones?
I was trying to get the people the picture of the brisket.
You have it?
I do have it.
I have not. Where did you, Wes? Where did you see this at?
You don't remember this?
No.
I think it was beginning of the season or something like that. And Lincoln Riley, I guess, had a barbecue.
I have seen that. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's horrible. What are you doing, bruh? I mean, it seems like they put it on the grill because I see the foil and everything. So, I mean, you can't, dude, I mean, we're from Texas. I get it. We get spoiled on brisket, but dude, that's just horrible.
So it looks like somebody didn't wrap their brisket in butcher paper or foil. That thing looks dry. Dries. That looked like brisket jerky. I mean, I was just like,
they look like something like when you hear like Jewish people from New York talk about they got a brisket. That look like that's what that is.
No, I don't even want to put that evil on them like that. What it is to me, what it looked like to me was like someone left their brisket in the smoker and forgot about it, and then went to go get it like 10 hours later, and forgot and didn't wrap it. That's what it looks like to me.
You know what's crazy is that he's proud enough of that to like post it to his Twitter.
Yeah.
He got lit
like
up.
who
That
lied?
might be why he's leaving.
Who lied to him though? Like who lied to him and said, "Oh, that's a good brisket"?
I think that's why he's leaving. I've seen a lot of memes. They're just dogging him. I seen that they put Trader on the on his office. I saw one meme or a video where they show a box at the stadium, and you see the box just going over the side of the building. They said it's Bob Stoops throwing Lincoln Riley shit out.
Dude, all I know is that whenever I saw that news drop, I'm like, no shit. Because it was unexpected. It didn't come from anywhere. They kept it real quiet. I even saw some photos or some images. People were taking screenshots of a flight from Norman to Louisiana, like to wherever Death Valley is. I can't think off the top of my head where LSU Stadium is, but they were showing like a flight path from Norman, and I bet that was like a fake plane to distract everybody and say, hey, take this car ride, I don't know, to Dallas, and then we'll have a flight from Dallas to Los Angeles to kind of get you out here to get that deal done. But it appears that deal was done before Bedlam had been played, in my opinion.
But I mean, maybe what it was is that they didn't talk to Lincoln Riley about going to the SEC. And Lincoln's like, nah, I don't want no part of that. I'm here in the Big 12 where I dominate. You know, this is a down year for them, and they got, only 2 losses. And you want to go to the SEC where in a month I could see Bama, LSU, Arkansas. Yeah, I said it.
And A&M. Yep.
In a month, in a month I could possibly have a schedule like that. No,
Auburn.
I can go out to the Pac-12, and I could have a month where I play Washington State, Oregon State,
Arizona State,
California. I mean, wouldn't that be? I would rather have that month.
It's a hell of a month. It's a hell of a month.
I mean, come on. That's a month. I think people stay healthy. You probably go at least 3-1.
No, you don't go. You're going to go 50. You're going to go 500. You're going to go 2-2 in that stretch.
No. I'm talking about if you're out in the Pac-12 and you go, Washington State, California.
No, those are dubs. That's a win. That's a win. It's the Pac-12 is what the Big 12 was like 10 years ago. It's the same thing. It's on the decline. The schools out there that matter are Oregon and USC. Maybe Utah.
He's going out there to dominate, It was like, hey, when I was a teenager playing basketball, I remember I played Williamson County Summer League.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, dude, putting up probably 25 points a game easily.
Was this a voluntary play with Williamson County?
Well, I mean, you had to play Summer League basketball.
Oh, you said county, so I kind of put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. No.
It was a volunteer.
Was the name of the league. Sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the penitentiary. Anyway.
Could have been county.
He didn't say Wilco.
I mean, I don't know.
But no, so the Williamson County Summer League basketball, and, I was like, I'm putting up 25, 30 points a game. And then
Because you're 6'6", and everybody's 5'9".
You need to get into the inner city league at BCI.
Yeah, you need to go play. You can go play people your size.
Yeah, and I come into. I mean, I didn't do horrible, but I definitely wasn't putting up 25, 30 points a game.
Heck no.
So I think that's what Lincoln Riley says. Like, hey, man, I'm going out here. Well, I can win, and I can look good. If you got USC, you got the best program in the league. You're gonna make them dominant instead of having to struggle and get my ass beat when I'm in the SEC.
4 commits for Oklahoma decommitted to go with Lincoln Riley. They said straight deuces. My question is, what happens to Caleb Williams? What happens to Latrell McCutcheon? What happens to all these top 5-star kids who went to Oklahoma? Did they get in the transfer portal and hightail it somewhere else?
It's on Oklahoma to find somebody to bring them back.
Who can you hire that's going to be able to keep those players?
Shit. I mean, what about Bob Stoops? I mean, we're talking about Bob Stoops. Bob Stoops was dominating the Big 12 before Lincoln Riley.
And I don't know if Bob wants to do it anymore. He's got that cushy job. He's probably making $5 million a year just talking on TV. His brother might be able to, but I don't know anybody else who's going to want that job.
You know who I would go after, but I know nobody's going to go after him because of what's happened?
What? Art Browse?
Give me John Gruden. Come on, Gruden. Come on down to Oklahoma.
Gruden does not want to coach college kids. He can't. He can barely communicate with pro players.
He likes working with the quarterbacks, though. I mean, that's seen on the he had that little
but that was a nice production for TV. I don't think he really liked it. I think he just did it to get paid $10 million per.
But you got to have some good coordinators around him where they do all that kind of stuff. I don't know who can you really go after right now, because right now, I mean, you got to move fast. Everything is like,
especially with LSU up in the air.
You got to go after them hard.
Yeah, with LSU job up in the air, there's probably going to be a couple more openings. Right now, there's 2 premier jobs open. Oklahoma, there was 2. It was USC and LSU. Now it's Oklahoma and LSU. Yeah. And LSU has some fantasy candidates they're even considering, who I think is just dumb.
What about Florida? Did Florida get filled?
Did Florida get filled? Oh, that's another one. Florida's open too. But to me, that's not the same level as Oklahoma and LSU. Not the same. Not the same.
Who's got if you look over the last decade, who's got more championships?
Then who? Then what? Alabama has more than everybody.
I mean, Alabama's got more. I'm saying between Florida and Oklahoma.
Well, LSU has 2 in the last 20 years. Florida has 3. Oklahoma has 1 in the last 20 years. Okay, we're not talking about the history of the schools. And
also, with the Florida job, you're playing on that other side. So you ain't got to face Bama unless you make it to the SEC championship. You ain't got to face LSU unless you make it to the SEC championship. I think that Florida job might be better than the LSU job just because you're not going through that gauntlet of the SEC West.
But I think that's what makes it a premier job, is that you are going to be facing that level of competition, and you're also going to be able to recruit the top people, the top players in that geographical area of Louisiana. There's some dudes who come out of Louisiana. We all know that. We know there are dudes who go to the league and who are all pros that come out of that area. It's proven.
But but I don't know. Florida's one of the top recruiting places out of. I mean, you got Texas, California. I think
No.
What happened to Florida?
It's Alabama, A&M, Clemson. Then we can start talking about those other guys.
I'm talking about states.
No,
To
it's
recruit high
states.
school football.
It's Texas, California, Florida. Those are the top three. You can put them in whatever order you want.
So I'm just saying, if Florida gets the right guy, you got to reclaim Florida right now, because I think Miami and Florida State are down. So this is a good time to get the right guy in the place and start getting those recruits.
It's going to be a challenge. I don't know who's going to be able to fill that job. A lot of the top talent coaches have been pulled out of there. Heupel went to Tennessee. Before that, Frost went to Nebraska. I just don't know who else is going to be able to come out of the Florida area to be there who are they going to go get to hire at Florida? Tim Tebow? I mean, come on.
I go out to some of these coordinators maybe in the NFL. Throw some money at Kellen Moore. Throw some money at Eric Bieniemy. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know why would you want to go from coaching grown men to having to deal with recruiting, NIL, boosters, academia individuals? It doesn't make sense to go to college. Bro, you're going to be making as much money or more in a couple of years if you just stick it out as an NFL coach. And you don't got to worry about all the bullshit. The guys who coach well in college do it because they love it. They love that whole grind. It's a 12-month, 24-day job. If you're not coaching, you're recruiting. If you're not recruiting, you're building recruits pipelines to your university. It's a big job.
Hey, maybe if I'm Florida, I'm on the phone to Deion Sanders.
Man, that's a good nomination. But here's the thing. I don't think Prime would do it until his sons left. His sons went to the league. Because I think that's what Deion wants. He wants to prove that the HBCUs can produce talent to the NFL. He wants to prove the point, just like he had that huge press conference this past year about how he was upset that nobody from the HBCUs were drafted into the NFL. And he believed, which I agree with, there are talented individuals who can contribute to NFL rosters. And I think that's the point he's trying to prove, to rebuild the HBCUs. And then once he's done doing when he feels that he's accomplished what he wants, then he'll go take a Power 5 school job. But until then, I think he wants to rebuild the glory days of the HBCUs. I think that's what he wants to do. But I think he'll be a great candidate at Florida. Maybe he's waiting for that Florida State job to open back up. I know he would love to be there. I know he would love it.
I think it's about to open back up. I mean,
maybe
what happened, dude? I mean, you remember Florida State, Miami. He didn't want to mess around with those schools, and now
you know what it was. This is what it was, Wes. And I don't give a shit who hears this. Back then, those schools were really good at executing name, image, and likeness under the table. And now that it's legal, I don't know if any of those coaches remember how to do that, because they've been conditioned that it's bad. Giving money to players is bad. Figuring out ways for college kids to make money is bad. Well, now it's good. And if you're one of those schools, those universities in those states, you better figure it out fast, because all these other there's a kicker. What school? I don't remember what school it was. There's a kicker who has an NIL deal with Velveeta.
Ooh.
With Velveeta, bro. There's kids who are getting NIL deals. They're buying turkeys and going and giving out turkeys during Thanksgiving. If we get the right kids with the right money, they'll do the right things if they have the right support system.
If I got that deal with Velveeta, I'm going automatically to Rotel.
You gonna parlay that deal? You gonna hit them Tostitos afterwards?
Hey, we going together.
We gonna parlay it all up.
Come on.
I feel that.
James, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I got here. It says LSU place kicker Cade York signs national endorsement deal with Velveeta.
What school?
LSU.
Yeah, it was LSU. Okay, that's why it was on my mind, because I watched.
And he didn't go out to Rotel?
Bro, maybe he's waiting. Hey, sometimes if you were the first one to speak, you ain't gonna close that deal.
We also have a comment from all. I was waiting for a break. Gruden ain't coaching from Mingo. Shout out Mingo.
All right. Appreciate y'all watching. In the comments.
I don't know who Mingo is.
Go ahead, James. He's a mutual friend, I would say. Mutual friend.
Yeah.
Shout out.
What up, Mingo?
And looks like 9-9, third quarter just starting. 9-9, Seattle and Washington tied up at the beginning of the third. Let's get into a quick break, 53 minutes after the hour. When we come back, we'll talk about the NFL, and James will gloat, and we'll be back. Welcome back to the Paul Rodriguez Show. Let's hop into the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys fucking suck. And at the same time, the Green Bay Packers had a tremendous victory this past weekend with Aaron Rodgers' COVID toe. To talk a little bit about the Green Bay Packers, I bring everybody, ladies and gentlemen, producer James. You're supposed to click the clap button, but I think we took it off for something else.
I think we did.
I think it was what did we change it with? I think it was something Canelo, but it wasn't Get Out of Here. Something like Payday, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Payday.
Yeah. I was like, damn, did my fingers slip?
I was like, did he push that?
Payday. You want payday? I know that.
I know that.
Yep, I believe so. That is true. I watched the Packers game. Aaron Rodgers is that dude. I don't know. I know this whole COVID thing, and now apparently we got something called Omicron. When did we go from D to O? Can anybody tell me what we had between then? Because I don't know. I thought it went like letter by letter. So, yeah, take care of yourselves out there. Apparently,
You gotta ask Dr. Fauci. You gotta ask Fauci.
I haven't heard from that guy in a long time after a certain story came out.
Yeah.
Got to protect the puppies. The puppies.
Fauci lied. Puppies died.
Well, they weren't dead, but we'll get to another story. Save that for Dark Side. Aaron Rodgers has to be NFL MVP leading candidate. Has to be. I don't think there's any other way to do that, any other way to say that. If Dak Prescott would get off his ass and play correctly, and the officials could not call as many flags, maybe that would probably help too. But if you do the crime, you gotta do the time. Apparently,
Let's start on Thanksgiving night.
I don't want to talk about the Dallas
Why not?
Cowboys. I don't think they deserve to be talked about. Look at Wes's face.
This is our weekly review, our weekly NFL
So the
review.
overreaction, and I hate saying overreaction Monday because everybody uses that, but my reaction, we'll just call it Reaction Monday. My reaction to the Dallas Cowboys is, I told y'all a long time ago, Mike McCarthy and or Zerline would be the cause of Dallas's losses. How many points were left on the board Thursday? 5. What was the final score at the end of regulation? 33-33. If Mike McCarthy doesn't take off that 1 point to go for 2, they win the game. If Zerline makes his field goal and his extra point, Dallas wins by 5. You don't take points off the board when they're already on the board. Assess that penalty on the kickoff. Mike McCarthy, Zerline cost them the victory. I said it before. I told you it eventually happened down the line. Here we are. That's just the way I feel about it. Wes?
Man, with the Dallas Cowboys, the problem is like this season, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what, when they got off to this
Sound like Stephen A. Smith.
6-1 start, and everybody was hopping on that train, and Dallas Cowboys going to the Super Bowl and this kind of stuff. This right here is what people like me have been waiting for. And we're like, oh, this is what's gonna happen. And right now, it's like they gotta fix it. They gotta figure out how to, I get it that they're missing key players. I get that your top 2 receivers are out. I get that, your top 2 defensive players are out. But man, bruh,
Wes,
I gotta figure it out.
What the hell are you talking about? This is what you've been waiting for. The past 2-3 weeks, you've been talking about the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. You've been hooting and hollering and hyping up the Cowboys for the past month, and they shit the bed 3 out of the last 4 weeks. I told you last week I was week to week with them. Before that, when they dominated Atlanta, I was like, maybe they're back. And then they have 2 L's back to back when they really should have just had a bounce back, a win, a bounce back, a win, but they couldn't get that right. My point is this team needs to be taken week by week because we don't know who the hell they are when they're healthy or they're underhanded. We don't know because there's no consistency. Did you freeze?
He's looking for the leave button, leave meeting button.
Are you leaving?
No, something popped up. Anyway,
Hey man,
dude,
do you need to clear your
of
browser
course they
history?
gotta hype him up.
Are you looking for singles in your area?
Do you not?
Don't call the
pregame, do you not
1-900
hype up your
numbers.
team? I gotta hype them up. I gotta set it ready. I gotta say they gotta go out there, be fired up. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking,
They're gonna let you down. They're gonna let you down.
yeah. And I've been waiting for this all year. Just like I've been telling you though, you've been like, oh hey, are they Super Bowl contenders? I said, whoa. We can go back. James, bring back the tape.
This is
But-
now you're going back 2 months. That tune was different at the beginning of November.
But I told you, I mean, we've been waiting for this Cowboy team to show up when they don't play as good. When they make they blow games and they play down to their talent.
Dallas is not the same team without CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. They're not. They need to be fully healthy. They've proven they can win the games without the linemen. But without their skill players, they cannot overcome the deficiencies of others, namely McCarthy and Zerline.
Well, and also they got to get out. They got to get out and get a lead for the defense.
That's Kellen Moore's
The
problem.
if the defense has to try to keep them in the game, it's not going to happen.
No.
But if they can get out and get a lead, and the defense tries to protect it, and the other team is passing all the time, and they just sit there and they just blitz and go after the quarterback, I think they look a lot better. But when they're trying to protect the lead or they're trying to keep you in the game, I don't think the defense is made to do it like that.
Dallas's defense has a problem, and their problem is that they are weak in the middle at stopping the run game. They cannot do it. They need to go out in free agency and find some massive 350-pound bodies to clog the holes and let the linebackers flow. They cannot do
Get a
it.
helmet on.
Well, I mean, we may be tipping faux if we get me on the scale, but listen, they have a problem. They're weak in the middle. Van Der Esch cannot fill holes. Van Der Esch can't even cover, and Micah Parsons can't do it all by himself. Keanu O'Neal is too small. They're trying to get DBs and safeties to play linebacker, and it works when you're covering teams that like to spread you out. When you're playing hard-nosed, tough run teams, you need linebackers who can fill, and you need defensive linemen who can eat up blocks. And right now, I'm telling y'all, for the rest of the season, the Dallas Cowboys will be tested with the run game. Who runs the ball well? Washington. The Giants just beat the Eagles with it. The Eagles, if they can get their run game going, are going to test Dallas too. The Cardinals, when they play Dallas, are going to run James Conner. You need to solidify the interior defensive lineman position because you're about to get exposed by your own division. Once at one time you thought was locked up, and it's not. These teams learned from the Cowboys when Zeke was rolling. Now that they got Pollard rolling, they went and emulated the same exact offense in the rest of the NFC East. And it's going to be a problem unless that interior defensive line does not get solidified. James?
I was waiting for my comment.
Waiting for you what?
My comment.
Put it towards the phone. Put it towards the mic. Get this motherfucker out of here. Get Stephen A. You have your own nationally syndicated show that we get no airtime on. I don't need you coming on this show and snickering your little snicker on the Paul Rodriguez show.
My comments. How about them Cowboys?
I'm just saying, how's Stephen A. gonna be
Look
talking
at this
shit
guy
when
right
he's a
here. Look at
Steeler
producer
fan?
James.
He's a Steelers-
He's just lapping
He's
it
a
up.
Steeler fan. Are you watching the Steelers this year?
Yeah, have you seen my post that I put on Steeler fans who like to make fun of Dallas Cowboy fans? I'll make you cry if you ain't careful. All I say is it's a dirty business we're in, and I'm down to get grimy if you know what I'm talking about.
Man,
That's it.
That's it. That's all he has. Wes?
Oh, dude. But I mean, so now we go into what Green Bay and the Rams. Once again, I said it a while back. Probably not here, but I know I talked to Sanchez about it. I did not see how the Rams thought that they were going to be so much better with Stafford. What has Stafford done in the NFL that makes him so much better than what they had with Goff?
He's got a big arm and he can throw at multiple angles. The problem with the Rams is the same problem with the Cowboys. They don't run the ball. What have the Packers been doing differently ever since Aaron Rodgers got sick with COVID? What did they do?
You could have did that
They
same
ran
thing with Goff.
the
Why did you
football.
need to go out and get Stafford?
Because Stafford is going to be able to make throws that Goff can't, and that's the difference.
Shit.
Have you seen the Lions? How many wins do they have?
Because they're
How many
awful
wins?
all around.
How
That's
many?
Not all on Goff.
Yes, it is all on Goff.
They're just not a good team.
Hey, Wes has
I'm
been
just
picking
saying.
them for what three weeks in a row now. You've been picking them to get that first dub.
Look, Jared Goff.
I'm just
Jared
feel
Goff
bad
is
for
the
him.
not same. He's not the same caliber of quarterback that Matthew Stafford is.
He got to the Super Bowl.
Whose offense was he running? Whose offense was he running?
I'll put it down right now. Stafford ain't getting the Rams to a Super Bowl.
I would love to take that bet. I would love to take that bet. There's $1,000 written on that bet if you're willing. Okay.
Stafford,
All right.
Stafford is not getting them to a Super Bowl.
Man, Wes,
I'm telling you.
Wes, as soon as listen,
they're already complaining
OBJ
about-
is
they're
going
already
to
saying he's
change the
too
dynamic
beat
of
up.
that team in the receiving core. Once you have Woods come back, once they get Henderson
Woods ain't
running,
coming back this year, is he?
I say they're definitely not going to the Super Bowl this year. I totally agree with that. Once Stafford is
how
in
much
this
longer do you
system
think
for a
Stafford is
year,
gonna be there?
once OBJ has a full offseason to work with Stafford, this team will be extremely formidable. You're telling me you have probably the defensive player of the year back-to-back with Aaron Donald, the best DB in the game. You're telling me that ain't going to happen in a couple of years? Super Bowl bid.
Are you assuming that all these new guys are staying there? Are you assuming Von Miller's going to stay there? Or are you
I
assuming
never
OBJ
mentioned
is
Von
gonna stay
Miller
there?
because I don't think he's going to stay there
Are
long
you
term.
also assuming that OBJ won't be OBJ like what he did to the Cleveland Browns? Or are you just assuming that
Matt Stafford is not Baker Mayfield, and
so you blame it on Baker Mayfield?
Eli Manning is not Baker Mayfield. And Matt Stafford is better than Eli Manning. And as a quarterback,
I don't know about that.
as a quarterback, yes.
Eli got 2 rings.
I agree. I get it. We're gonna measure.
put
We're
that
gonna
respect
measure
on
dick
his
size
name.
by rings.
He
I
got
get
2
it.
rings.
We're gonna measure dick size by rings. That doesn't mean anything. You can be on a team and have a
who
ring.
did
That doesn't
Eli
mean
beat-
you're
who
great.
did Eli beat for his 2 rings.
He beat the GOAT. And how did he do that? Somebody put gum on their helmet with Tyree and happened to catch a ball. And then the other one, Plexico Burress was able to score the touchdown in that one to finish it. The second one, I don't know how Eli beat Brady the second time. I don't know, but it happened.
Y'all better throw some respect on Eli's name.
Is he a first ballot is he a Hall of Famer?
I would take him over Romo.
That's because he has
They
2
say
rings during
Romo's
Romo's
a Hall of
era. It's the same thing. You're telling me you're taking Eli over? You're going to take Eli over Peyton? Eli over Big Ben?
I think Peyton is overrated. They put a lot of people they get a big on Peyton because
Are you crazy?
He does all these extra things at the line and Omaha. Dude, everybody does it.
Peyton
Tom Brady
Manning
does
has
it.
forgot more football in his first 6 years in the NFL than I'll ever know in my life. He forgot more football in the first 6 years of his NFL career than I'll ever know in my whole life.
But he still couldn't beat Tom Brady.
He beat Tom Brady in the AFC Championship games.
Hey, can we go back to homeboy? What was his name? Number 30 for the Cowboys.
Brown?
Didn't know how. I mean, turn around, look for the ball. At least turn around, act like you're looking for the ball in the air, right?
Well, the dude had grabbed his helmet. He couldn't.
On all of them? On all of them?
Well,
On all of
Not
them?
on all of them.
That's why I
people
say-
gotta give Anthony Brown some. They got to back off him a little
I
bit.
feel like they were
Because
picking
the
on
dude
him
is
after
gonna
a
get
while.
Picked on because why would you throw the Diggs this way? So you're gonna pick on Anthony Brown. So So people that catch the balls. I mean, the dude is not a shutdown corner. So, I mean, he's going to get picked up.
Fellas, the penalties don't matter if the mistakes by Zuerlein and McCarthy don't happen. That's why it's no point in talking about the penalties. Anthony Brown got exposed. He got handled by Zay Jones. Shout out Austin High. He got handled by Zay Jones. But it doesn't matter if Zuerlein makes his field goal in an extra point, and it doesn't matter if the schmuck Mike McCarthy doesn't take points off the board. It doesn't matter.
Well, he won't be there Thursday night, right?
Well, isn't that how cool? How convenient, right? How convenient.
So yeah,
I wonder how Jerry Jones feels about that.
Jerry says he's gonna come down and call the game himself on the sideline.
Dude, just think about how angry Jerry Jones has been with these losses. Just think if you were in his shoes.
That Jerry cam was missing on Thanksgiving.
Angry, man.
Pretty ironic.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. For me, it's amazing that game. See, the reason I don't want to talk a lot about the penalties is because if you look at both teams, there were 25 penalties thrown in that game. Double digits for both teams. So it doesn't matter that there were penalties called for or against Dallas. The NFL had a problem that night, and I want to know why there was a problem. We'll never know, but it's a great question to ask. Why were there 25 flags thrown? Why?
Because the Raiders suck, and they, of course, get all the penalties. The Cowboys got penalties. Why? Because the NFL is not ready for the Cowboys to win. You got to realize what happens.
They're ready for the COVID non-vaxxer to win to be the MVP. Is that what you're telling me?
Dude, if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl right now, do you know how bad it'd be for social media?
What do you mean?
Everybody out there, because there goes the Cowboy memes. You can't make fun of the Cowboys for not winning anything. You can't be like, oh, you can only watch the Super Bowls on VHS tapes.
People would still talk shit no matter if they won or not.
That's America's team, isn't it?
That's what they
It
say.
is America's team.
Right.
Don't ever forget that.
That's what they say.
Don't ever forget that.
According to who?
It is America's team.
According to who?
They haven't been America's team since Roger Staubach.
We didn't make up the name.
That's why I'm asking because I don't know. According to who? That's why I'm asking. I'm not.
I'm saying the news back in the day made it up America's team, just like in baseball. What did they say? America's team was Atlanta Braves. It's because they were on TV more than anybody.
We know who's been on TV more than anybody this season.
Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys.
Times have changed, my friend.
I've been able to see all the Packers game this
Bro,
season.
you know damn well why that is. What is your speculation of why they've been on this region mostly?
My speculation?
Right. Or how do you, if you know, tell me.
I mean, how many game of the weeks have they had?
Game of the week? What do you mean?
I mean, yeah, like America's game of the week.
That's not real. That's just that's a marketing tool. But okay.
Did we go over like what games you were interested to see this past week? Did we not?
Yeah, but the reason why is because I watched Rodgers on McAfee's show. And in my opinion, that's the reason that there's so much buzz.
But was that not the intriguing matchup this week?
No.
This week with the Raiders?
No, I'm talking about the Packers and the Rams.
Right,
like
but that's a marketing
teams.
gimmick. That's a marketing thing.
Okay.
That's like saying Dallas, whenever Dallas plays at 3:30, they're always America's game of the week.
You ain't gonna sell that to me.
But that's my point. Is that it's a marketing tool. But I get what you're trying to say, and that's good
James,
because people are gonna love to hate Rodgers or they're gonna love Rodgers.
That's fine.
So people are gonna either love Rodgers or hate him. Same thing with the Cowboys. You love him or you hate him.
What is the most popular franchise in the NFL?
I don't know. You want me to look it up?
The Dallas Cowboys.
The most valuable franchise on
No,
the
he said most popular.
The Dallas Cowboys is close to like the most popular franchise in sports.
The most valuable to me, like I don't care about popularity. What I care about is dollars and cents. And the Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable franchise on the planet in any sport, hands down.
Yeah,
But that's beyond.
I guess it's pointless in looking it up because it all depends on what site you want to get your information from.
I'm just saying.
Go to Forbes. Go to Forbes.com.
Yeah, if we're talking about valuable.
Yes,
I'm just
valuation.
saying.
Yeah.
Do they have a show?
I don't give a shit about
the
valuable.
Green Bay
I mean,
Packers
valuable doesn't
cheerleaders?
buy you Super Bowls, obviously, right?
It shouldn't, because that's what they
well,
because
it
back
doesn't.
because before there was a cap, the Dallas Cowboys were buying their Super Bowls with Deion Sanders and Charles Haley and Ken Norton Jr., Russell Maryland,
That's why they
Leon
put the
Lett.
cap in. The
That's
NFL
why they put the
hates
cap
the
in.
Cowboys.
Because
The
they can be
NFL
like the
hates the
Yankees and go
Cowboys.
buy everything, or the Dodgers and go buy everything in baseball.
I'll do some research and look up the archives on YouTube or dust off
Hey,
some
hey.
VHS tapes from my uncles.
Hey James,
I don't know
can
if
you
that-
answer me a question? James, can you answer me a question?
What's up?
Do they have a show about the Green Bay Packer cheerleaders?
It's too cold.
Are we talking about cheering or are we talking about
No. I'm
football?
just asking.
Are we
a
talking
question.
about the
It's a
game?
simple question. It's a simple question. Yes or no?
It's a bad question.
No, they do not.
That's why. Nobody wants to say anything about Green Bay. Green Bay has gotten
any
lucky
other
with the people
cheerleaders
they've
for that
got.
matter
Nobody
in the
wants
NFL?
to be in Green Bay.
Are there any other
People
shows for any
people in
other?
Green Bay
Hey,
don't wanna
Wes,
be in
just
Green
answer
Bay.
me one question. Any other cheerleaders in the NFL are there? That comes along with being with the most valuable NFL franchise. You're gonna make a show about everything. There's probably a show about the fucking janitor that mops up urine and shit every fucking Sunday.
Man, why do you got to get all
Whoa,
gross?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Sounds so
Anything
nasty.
anything connected. Anything connected.
I'm just being biased because my boss, his wife, she used to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, so I'm just being biased.
This guy.
No wonder you have the connection at Dallas like that. It's like a fraternity with people who were employed by Jerry Jones. It's like you always have a connection no matter what happens, former or current employee. All right.
He didn't argue.
I guess not. I'm over here like watching the game and trying to do this show too. 9:22 after the hour. Let's get into a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up our Thanksgiving Day weekend and talk about our favorite plates. You know I got 4 of them. Holla at your boy.
Oh, hey, we got to do.
What do you mean? Hey, we're gonna do it. Just calm your tits. We'll be back.
I'm just saying, let's get it in.
We'll be back.
Oh, god damn.
Doesn't James owe Pep have to pay a debt?
Oh yeah, what? John had a bet, didn't you?
No, you and James had a bet. If James lost, he'd have to eat a dub, like James Winston.
Let's go. That's a W. Let's eat one. Let's eat one. That's a W.
I'm not doing that.
Yes, you are. So I have a proposition. This is between Wes and James. If the Green Bay Packers win, Wes, you got to eat crab legs on the show. If the Saints win, James has to eat dubs on the show.
Bet.
He didn't even hesitate. Producer James. Was he on camera, Wes? I couldn't see.
Yeah, he was.
Well, based off of his reaction, hey man, that's a
man.
paid
man
in
of his
full.
word.
He even snarled in there and everything. That's he ate it with the gusto. Welcome back, everybody. It is the Paul Rodriguez Show, getting in a brand new segment brought to you by Wes Washington. Let's kick the show on over to Wes and let him introduce. Wes, what are you calling this? Is this show me what?
This is what I'm calling the show and tell.
Show and tell.
Basically, it's a social media, the new show and tell. We go out on the internet and we see memes all the time. People are sending memes here and there, text messages like that. So we're just gonna every Monday we're gonna bring in what we think are some funny memes and explain them to you. So first of all, here goes my meme. James, if you could post it. This is hilarious to me because why did everybody think that Cam Newton was back? You talk about a dude the week before. I was on the couch eating cereal, watching football, and he says, "I'm back," and everybody's supposed to believe him. Everybody had the Panthers in the playoffs. Come on, man. Well, I didn't say that because I know that's copywritten for ESPN. Don't be coming after me. But anyway, come on.
Don't be coming after us.
Next up, I think we got Paul and his meme. Paul, you go ahead and bring it.
Yeah, so I love to live in the world of pettiness, and this is Devontae Adams responding to OBJ's request for a jersey, and he basically told OBJ, "Why don't you go get Cooper Kupp's jersey?" Because I guess he's still feeling a little salty. OBJ picked LA over Green Bay, but is that really that much of a difficult pick? I don't think. I mean, do you want to win a championship or do you want to live in LA? Because that's really what you're deciding between.
I would go with Green Bay just because you got a better quarterback. I'm not.
I got that. You on that Stafford hate, my guy?
I'm sorry.
Are you really?
All right. So next we got up James. Let's see James's meme.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna throw up.
What? Why are you gonna throw up?
I'm not even shocked by this meme. I mean.
Go ahead. You
course
can explain
he
it.
goes
You
this
can
way,
explain
but
it.
go ahead.
Like I said, I don't even need to say nothing this episode.
Why is the janitor sweeping up images off the floor?
This guy.
What? But what? Who is that? Who's that in that hat? Oh, that's COVID Toe. What's up, COVID Toe?
Yeah. So here we got Aaron Rodgers. He's cleaning up the NFC West, right? He's got the San Francisco 49ers, the LA Rams, Seattle. Come on. If you don't know what's going on here,
Can't
come on.
argue with
man.
it.
Yeah. So I mean, with like almost like a playful look on his face, like
It's a very grungy image of Rodgers, isn't it? It's very December
Rodgers really
Lambo.
that's how he's looked all.
That is not how he rolled into to training camp. Not training camp, but
Yeah, he did.
I remember the image of him in a t-shirt, 5 o'clock shadow, and some sunglasses he stole from AJ Hawk. That's what I
You might
remember.
think about last season, bro. Aaron Rodgers looks like
Talk
a
to this
homeless
guy.
person
Talk
all
to this
season.
guy.
I don't know, man. It's kind of how I pictured him. I mean, I don't know. I might have short-term memory,
He
but
looked like a
you know.
homeless person all season.
Y'all just straight
Remember,
tripping.
he started off the season with a man bun.
Hey, we know who's been paying real close attention to Aaron Rodgers this year, right?
Hey, man.
Look at him.
Catch a vibe.
Fucking scouring his phone, dude.
No. I'm not scouting. I'm just opening up TikTok. That's all. I'm just waiting for it
I
to
know they're
load.
in your photo album.
I wish I was that clever, but I'm not that clever.
It's called ESPN, brother.
I don't need
Hold on,
ESPN. Look, this is how Aaron Rodgers rolled into. Yes, I know. Let's make sure the volume's down. That's how Aaron Rodgers rolled into camp.
Okay.
That just like that.
With the man bun?
Disregard the TikTok. No, that's just the flow. I'm just saying that's
He
just
had
the
a
flow.
man bun. He definitely
Maybe
had a man bun.
maybe when he was in Hawaii, that's how he rolled in up there. But it's a little bit
he rolled
different now.
into camp with a man bun. I know you started off the season, first game, he had a man
That's
bun.
the image he rolled into the after he came off of his little sabbatical.
We couldn't see if he had a man bun or not.
Okay.
Hey, but
did.
you know, just my honest, because I've kind of just glided by the show and all of that, and haven't really given my honest opinion about how I feel about the Packers right now, and in this point of the season.
You're just taking it one game at a time, right?
Yeah, I am because
At least you're consistent.
back-to-back NFC championships, and it's not gonna cut it, and a Super Bowl is not gonna cut it either.
What?
I want to go to the Super Bowl and I want to win the Super Bowl.
Okay, because the way you said that was like a Super Bowl championship is not enough.
No, making it to the Super Bowl is not going to cut it.
I got you.
Yeah,
A victory or bust.
Yes, Super Bowl or bust, because obviously at this point, NFC Championship is just not going to cut it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be oh yeah, at least we went to the NFC Championship and we won it this year. It's just not going to cut it. I've said it time and time again. Whenever we won the title back in 2011, I saw at least two coming. And just
With McCarthy?
with Rodgers,
Okay.
with Rodgers. Okay, so here we are at this point, and things were looking shaky for the season, and here we are, and we have a lot of injuries still right now. And
But you have a lot of people coming back.
Who doesn't have a lot of
I know.
injuries?
This guy.
Dallas
Hey, man,
Cowboys don't have injuries. They just have COVID.
who told you to speak?
Sure, what are you talking about? Randy Gregory
He's been out for like 10 weeks.
and D-Law are injuries. Those are injuries.
Okay,
hurt.
is
CeeDee Lamb,
Lawrence
that's an
on his
injury.
way back or just beginning his injury?
CeeDee Lamb, that's an injury.
CeeDee Lamb is an injury? That's a
Zeke's not
concussion.
100%. That's an injury. Tyrod, what's that boy name?
You know what
That's an
excuses are like, Wes?
I know what excuses are like, but I'm just saying, and James is talking about injuries. Why can't I talk about injuries?
Because you're supposed to be better than that. This is America's team. Shout out Papa Romeo tuning in.
They are who they thought we were.
Okay, Dennis. All right. Hey, do we got some people in the comments?
We had Freightzilla Productions. He
Wes,
was asking where the live chat was.
C. Frizzell. Chris Frizzell, he got one of the weakest knees I've ever seen in my life.
what does that mean?
This dude would tear an MCL if
Oh.
he took a left turn with his knee.
Like a
But
real.
he was a really good tennis player in high school.
Okay.
Really good guy. He's a big Titans fan. You talk about injuries. They're missing Derrick Henry right now. I mean, hey, he ain't got no sympathy for your injuries
Hey,
right
but
now, James.
that
But
practice-
he's a big Titans fan.
that practice squad member, Hilliard, I just picked him up off of waivers. He seems to be balling coming up for the Titans. They signed him off the practice squad, so I'm sure Hilliard will probably be contributed as well. There's another back that they're kind of doing a tandem back there to replace Henry, but the defensive Titans looking a little rough,
Peterson.
but they waived him.
Yeah, they could. Yeah.
In,
But,
in
yeah.
my main fantasy league, my number one overall pick, Christian McCaffrey,
IR, baby.
Done for the season, man.
I'm
IR.
not trying to laugh at that, but a lot of people ask me because I had a number one pick in some league, and they said, "Why didn't you take Christian McCaffrey?" I was like, "I just don't have any faith in that dude staying healthy because you know why? He's a slot receiver. Christian McCaffrey is a slot receiver.
Yeah, but so is
not
Debo
a-
Samuel.
He's not a running back that you can have in the NFL and take on that grind. I mean, look at Zeke. Zeke's not too much bigger than McCaffrey, and it's a tough deal.
Yeah, I felt it kind of. It was crazy because I felt like Pollard was doing all the work on Thursday, and then like Zeke would come in and be like, "Yeah, get the."
Well, that's what he's
Yeah,
that's his role right
designed
now.
to do. Yeah,
Stop hating on Zeke being in the game because you know what Zeke does? He picks up that blitz. What Pollard doesn't understand how to pick it up. If Pollard could pick up the blitz like Zeke, then I'll be like, yeah, peace, Zeke. But no. On passing plays, nobody picks up that blitz better than Zeke. Nobody blocks better than Zeke as a running back. I gotta watch that.
Here we go. Here's a question, then we'll get into the Thanksgiving wrap up. The best downhill running back currently in the NFL. Wes? No, you know what? James, you go first.
downhill.
Best downhill third down back. You need 2 yards. Who do you call? Who's the running back you're calling?
AJ Dillon.
Wes, who you calling? You need 2 yards.
I would be biased and say Zeke, but I gotta go with Derrick Henry.
No, they got to be healthy. They got to be available.
healthy?
Available right
Good
now.
luck with Derrick Henry right now.
Than Zeke. Because
2
Zeke,
yards.
He finishes a run. You can have Zeke.
Bro, you need to
in
start
the
watching.
backfield for.
You need to
for
start
loss.
watching
And most of the
football
time,
outside of Dallas.
I'm not.
The answer to the question is AJ Dillon. The answer to the question is AJ Dillon. There's no back that'll give you 2 yards when you need him. This ain't here to stroke your ego. This is just the truth. These are the facts. Those are the facts of life. You watch him play, he falls forward for 2 yards.
Look at Wes. He's like, let me sip my drink before I say something stupid.
Why I always gotta say something stupid?
I didn't know.
Do I say stupid stuff?
He's just trying to stir the pot. Man, y'all are all sensitive today. God damn.
Hey,
Sensitive.
are we going to talk about LeBron?
Nah, fuck LeBron. I ain't gonna talk about him right now. We'll talk about him tomorrow. Anyways, I want to get into this Thanksgiving bag because you know your boy like to eat. So you see me get all like happy like a little school
Yeah.
kid. Hey man. Hey, so I had me.
Little Miss Muffin sat on her tuffin.
Hey, don't be hating on Polly Pocket now, man. I rep that shit till the day I die. Back in the 90s, I made people regret saying Polly Pocket.
We going into food already. We're not gonna finish up any.
What else is there to finish?
We got college basketball. We got NBA.
Bro, I'm trying to finish this. I'm trying to watch this fourth quarter. So to celebrate a victory.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to
Let's go into food.
wrap it up, B.
Yeah.
We know
Hey,
We need to put that on the bed.
hey, Wes, get with me. You want to start your own show? Get with me.
You push that button. Wrap it up, B. That's cool. People are replaceable.
Oh, damn.
Who you replacing? Me and Jay.
Y'all the ones who want to
Both of
go.
us? You get rid of both of us?
Cold blood.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Cold blood.
Cole James in darkness.
God damn. Damn. Dude, Seattle sucks right now. Yeah, Thanksgiving was fun. It was a hoot. It was a challenge, but we got it done. Man, I had me like 4 plates throughout the day spread out.
Shocker.
Yeah, I know. I told you it was going to happen. I don't know why y'all act like I ain't selling you nothing new.
How many naps, though?
1. I had to, when Dallas was at halftime, I like kind of passed out a little bit. I'm like, I ain't watching no Luke Combs trying to play no country music in Dallas.
He looked like he was.
Haggard, son. Did y'all see him trying to like throw the football around?
Yeah, I did.
I was like, why are you like 25 and have a bald spot?
He looked like he had some whiskey in that red cup.
He probably did.
Yeah.
Wes, did you enjoy that halftime show with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders?
Come on, bro.
You seem to be a big fan.
I mean, I gotta send my shout outs because I've had friends that have been Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders in the past, but I don't watch it. I don't watch halftime shows.
What do you do during the Super Bowl?
I didn't even know. I just found out who the guy was performing when y'all said his name.
Oh,
right now, I definitely don't look because I could. When the guy came on, I said like I don't listen to that guy.
so you didn't listen to Big Sean in the Detroit game?
The Detroit game, I think I might have. We were playing cards, so I went home to East Texas, Henderson. That's where both my parents were from. They're both actually buried there. Went by the grave sites, you know.
Hey man, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yes, but I got to see my Aunt Rose, who is hilarious. Man, I wish we could bring her on here because she's so country, and I just want to get her to say things like. She said, "Road, we're going down the road."
Yeah, the road.
the road. But anyway, we played card games, man. It was pretty intense. The card games get intense. I'm playing with a bunch. It's all ladies. All the guys are in there watching football. But every time I would go into the living room, the Cowboys would do bad, so they told me I had to stay in the kitchen. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna play cards. And we played Phase 10. And let me tell you, man. Women are some evil people playing cards.
That's not
They're
true.
Very cutthroat.
That's not
They're
true.
very
Hey,
That's not true.
hey, they held you in the kitchen. Are you that guy raging, like trying to take off the TV from the mount and all that?
I had to watch the game from my phone because they wouldn't let me back into the.
But why wouldn't they let you back in the room, in the living room?
Because every time I went into the living room, the Cowboys would do something bad.
So what? But how come you couldn't stay there?
Because every time I went into the living room, the Cowboys would do something bad. So they were like, "You're bad luck."
Oh, okay.
So they were like, "Oh, you stay in the kitchen."
I thought maybe you were just like cursing them out, and they didn't want to hear you cursing them out while they were doing bad.
I had to basically cuss into a pillow because my Aunt Rose.
Oh, okay. Show respect.
So I couldn't do my.
I could see you have a pillow. You're all like,
oh yeah. And but man, the good thing about being out of the country, though, I can let down all the windows in the ride and just blare it because ain't nothing out there.
No.
But anyway, man, dude, I'm telling you, playing cards with these women, it's tough. I don't know if y'all got the thick enough skin to play cards with these women. They're very cutthroat.
Can you talk? Can you say stuff back?
Oh, you can say stuff back.
Okay, cool.
But you don't want to because then next thing you know, man, it's just like, dude, it was evil. Like, you don't want to do anything. Like, so I don't know if you ever played Phase 10.
Is it like spades?
It's to me, it's kind of like gin rummy.
Oh, okay.
So you got to get like sets of this, sets of that, runs of this, and that kind of stuff. But you have like wilds and you have skips, bruh. When you skip somebody in Phase 10 with these ladies, that's basically like slapping like one of their kids or something like. Dude, it's so personal. And so once you skip them, anytime they get a skip, they just gonna load up on you.
Damn. Yeah, don't got no Uno action going on.
Oh no, we played a lot of Uno. We played the Uno like with the kids and stuff like that, with the younger kids.
Nice.
But
sounds like a good time, man.
Some Uno. Oh, dude, it was an awesome time.
What about the food? What did the food look like?
Oh, the food was good. My brother-in-law from Prairie View,
PVU.
where I guess my nephew's gonna go. He's not gonna go to Texas Southern as my
house
sister
divided.
would love. But yeah, my sister's the only one repping Texas Southern in the house over there. But no, my brother-in-law. But the food the night before was good too. Wednesday night.
What was it? What was it?
Fried fish.
Okay.
We had some fried catfish and some fried shrimp and I think it was a baked potato.
I need an invitation.
Coleslaw. And then
hey, where the invitation bag at?
Shit.
Yeah, and then so Thanksgiving we had 2 fried turkeys, ham, of course, dressing.
Yeah.
I definitely got into that green bean casserole. I'm a big fan of green bean casserole. My little sister made it, Ebony. I got into some
Yams? Any yam actions?
I got it. They has, definitely got to have yams.
Pecan pie.
I don't do pecan pie, man. I'm not into pecans.
What about
I don't
apple
know what
pie?
it is.
Apple pie?
No, hey,
Warm
we do
apple pie?
We do pecan for pies, for the black side we do pecan, and we do sweet potato.
Yeah, sweet potato. Okay. No pumpkin pie.
My mom's, may she rest in peace, dude. She threw down some sweet potato pie. Woo, my mom's sweet potato pie, man. It was folks that had to come get her sweet potato pie. Like it was she threw down. But I mean the best part of everything I think was really just hanging out, everybody playing cards.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed the food, of course, but I hadn't seen anybody in a while because I always had excuses why I couldn't make it and all that kind of stuff. So it was just great to be out in there. I mean, dude, it's different being out in the country and driving around than it is, being in the city. Because in the country, man, you want to put that, like I said, you want to put down all full windows, man, and just turn up that Bob Seger, man, and just roll.
Well, speaking of rolling, let's get into the bag with James. James, how was your Thanksgiving, and what foods was on the table?
Hey, Wes, you didn't mention nothing about the game, man. Come on, man.
We already talked plenty about the game.
Okay,
Don't get him riled up.
just
Here we
wanna
go. We already had it. We had his time. I want to get your time in the sun.
Okay.
We can get out of here.
So my Thanksgiving, man, we went to my mom's and she cooked.
Word.
She cooked turkey. We had the stuffing. We had the gravy. We had
Cornbread stuffing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I actually went by the night before, and me and my girlfriend, and we went and had a lot of Dutch steakies.
Hashtag no ad.
Yeah. We played this game with my mom. It's like a little top. It's like toma todo, pon uno.
Yeah, but you play with quarters?
Yeah.
Yeah. You playing quarters.
Yeah. And that was really fun. And my nephew and my niece and my immediate family
Sure.
joined us and all that stuff. And it was fun. Had a little trouble getting up the next morning, but we made it there. We ate some turkey. Man, I tore it up, dude. Tore it up. I had 2 plates.
Okay.
I had
For
2
you?
plates. My first round. I was like,
James knows.
Yeah. So
James
I
knows.
did that.
You got to do each one plate and then like your size the next plate. But hey, isn't it fun just corrupting your niece and nephew?
How are you corrupting them?
So I stayed at the hotel nearby, and so I got my brother canceled, so I had an extra bed in my hotel room. So I was like, "Hey, y'all want me to take the boy with me? You can sleep in the extra bed." And so we got to the hotel room. I tried to get him to drink. He wouldn't drink.
Okay, hold on. Maybe we shouldn't tell this. Maybe we shouldn't tell this story.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
No. That's
Please,
as
get
bad
the
as it
fuck outta
gets.
here,
Calm
man.
down. I offered him. I mean, come on, dude.
Come on, what? I'm not advocating for anything.
I'm just saying we were drinking way, but he was in college. I figured, hey man, I offered him a beer. I wasn't gonna get him hammered. Anyway, it was nice after that. So I talked about like shows. I showed him the movie Kingpin. He'd never seen the movie Kingpin.
Really?
He was dying laughing, dude.
Okay.
It was cracking him up.
Woody Harrelson.
Oh yeah.
Bill Murray.
That's a class. That's a classic.
That's a good flick, yeah.
Yeah. And then I think after that, I showed him Blades of Glory. He'd never seen it.
Dang, you bringing out some classics.
Yeah, and then when he first got in the ride and we're going down the highway, little Too Short came on, blow the whistle.
Yeah, little blowjob Eddie.
I wish I would have got to that, but that was the first song that came on. I mean, when I say I was in a small town, it was a small town. There's only time for one song when you're going somewhere in a small town.
Well, how many people in Henderson? 20,000, 10,000, 5,000?
I would say like less than, or around 10,000.
Around 10,000, yeah. That's the size. That's about the size of us.
Yeah.
We about that size.
The size of you.
Hey Wes. Hey, where did Wes go?
Wow. That was. I mean,
Guess I'm gonna be looking for a new producer.
Oh damn.
I mean, shit. You might have to. I'm gonna have to put him on the bench for a couple of days
God
to learn his lesson. Jesus.
I think that's been sitting
Hey,
there for a
but
while.
my-
dude.
You
my-
know what it was? You know what it was? The hospitality I showed to you and this libation, it just done gone to your head.
Hey, you all right.
He doesn't know what to say.
I do know what to say. Hey, my Thanksgiving explanation on here was hijacked. You know, I thought we were done with
I
Wes.
thought so too, but
thought-
you asked him the question
What did I
about
ask him?
you asked about the football game, in which turned it into a new direction.
I didn't know it switched it back to him.
Oh,
I was trying to stay with you. I know. So let's get back to James.
You know, you can't be giving me. You can't be giving me.
You know him.
opportunities to talk
We need
because I will
a
talk.
wrap it up button for West. Like just wrap it up. Be. Why are you? My bad. That's my fault.
Well, I hit the Canelo.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
We're gonna.
All right, fine. I'm quiet for the rest of the show. Whatever.
It's not that you have to be quiet. We just 90 seconds. What the hell are you doing? It's like you're a fish trying to come out of the water.
No, but we went to
Are you picking your nose?
so we went to my mom's and all that, and then we went to my girlfriend went to her mom's. Me and one of my kiddos went to next door because I live next door to my aunt.
Oh yeah.
So and that's where all the Cowboys shenanigans happens. So they're all Cowboys fans. So we went over there and I watched the Cowboys game. They were drinking and all that stuff. And I was too full for my mom's. And I was like, I'm just letting it settle because they had all this like badass shit.
At your aunt's?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, and they had paid for a smoked turkey over there at Chisholm Trail.
Okay.
It was good. It was good. I was surprised. I was like, oh, this is good.
Okay.
And so I eventually, obviously, ended up eating another plate while we were watching the Cowboys and stuff. But my uncles and all that shit, dude, this has been going on since I was like 6, 7 years old. Because they didn't know, like, my cousin, if he tells the story, he was like, man, we were watching the game and in walks James with this big ass Green Bay Packers jacket. And we're like, get this motherfucker out of here. He tells the same story all the time. And
And you're 6 when this originally happened.
I think I was like 7 or 8.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you were still a kid.
Yeah, I was still a kid. But obviously, you know, and so now my son is also like me, you know, so he's there and you know, they're like cheering and all this shit and he's going for the Raiders, but I'm careful like whenever he's there and I'm like he's there clapping and shit and I'm like, "Oh, we got a Raiders fan now." And he's like, "No, I'm just going for them. I'm not I just," and I'm like, cuz I'm trying to pull out of them like, "Oh, I want Dallas to lose," because like we don't ever want that.
Yeah.
You know, we're
I get
just
what
going
you're
for
saying.
the other team. So it was fun, man. You know, my son got to, you know, engage in the shit talking and all that stuff.
All right.
And that's why I was like fired up, I guess you could say. Because I was like, how about them Cowboys? Because we were there just talking shit, dude. And it got to the point where, you know, my uncles, they were like, oh, that was a nice kick. That was a nice punt. I was like, you guys are satisfied with like nice kicks and punts and shit. But it was a good game. Like I said before, you know, games of watching with my son, it was another good game with my family. And I got to watch it with them. And I haven't got a lot of time to spend with them lately,
Right.
just because of COVID and all that shit. And so it was really it was fun, and I really enjoyed Thanksgiving.
Hell yeah. Oh God.
Here he is.
Oh God. What can we help you with? Aberration. Oh, that's not the right
Are
word.
you kidding me with this guy? He's teaching his kids to be a cowboy hater. Are you kidding me with this guy?
Hey, why are your eyes so red?
That's a good question. Why are your eyes so red?
Ooh, the
devil's lettuce is really good.
We are never going to get any
Dave,
sponsors.
if I ever see you, son, and you gonna talk about the Cowboys that way, oh, you gonna feel the devil.
Did his audio just die? I think his audio just died. Yeah, I think that's the note. We're going to wrap this show up. I think Wes finally came back to life in a different. Oh, look, there he is.
There he is.
Finally, Wes is back. I don't.
And,
somebody stopped by in your house. You may want to get someone to check that out, James.
You see what being a Cowboys fan does to these guys. You know, it makes them want to hide their face. You know,
James is on a roll tonight.
call me Butter because I'm on a roll.
That's my line. I don't know. Yeah, that's the way I feel inside, Wes. The way your face looks, that's the way I felt inside. It looks like I'm not gonna say it because there's still 3.5 minutes left in this game. I don't want to jinx myself. I'm trying to hold on for a fantasy victory over an undefeated team that we're playing in Dynasty. Hopefully we get the victory. Until mañana, we'll talk about Bron tomorrow and his crying ways.
Bro.
Until then,
Crying ways.
crying.
Okay.
Cry me a river.
Okay.
Do you have any facts that proves that otherwise?
I don't have no facts, but
Then
I
it
will
didn't
say
happen.
this.
Then it didn't happen. Facts.
Hey.
Facts.
Okay. All right.
I'll let you dig. I'll let you dig.
I don't want to dig.
Because I didn't find anything.
I don't want to dig.
I couldn't find anybody who could prove what he said was right.
Or otherwise.
Right.
You know what I mean?
One way, but somebody said something and somebody believed something and then something happened.
Yeah, but okay. We'll save it for tomorrow.
Until then, adios.
Peace.
Head on over to Spotify, search Paul Rodriguez Show. You'll see the little logo pop up. Give us a follow, turn notifications on. That way you don't miss any show that is uploaded, which